With new statistics showing that melanoma skin cancer rates could reach a record high, with 1 in 4 men and 1 in 5 women developing a form of skin cancer in their lifetime, is it time to introduce regular skin screenings? I know, Sarah, this means a great deal to you, looking after your skin now does, but also spreading the message that we have to keep a check on any form of change, even the tiniest change.
And also it's the biggest organ we have, the skin. And it's just that my best friend died of melanoma, aged 41, and she never saw the sun. So don't wait for the sun to go and get checked. Hers was between her toes. So you've got to check everywhere. Also, please don't be frightened to go and get checked. That's the other thing. I'm really adamant about not just the breast cancer, but melanoma, because melanoma, it hides away. The malignant mole I had, I never showed the top of my thighs to the sun. And it was going down, it wasn't going up. You couldn't see it. So how my wonderful dermatologist found it, I will never know to this day. But she did, and luckily she did, and I'm here today to talk about it. Now, the real thing is that, of course, I have to deal every day with it, because suddenly I see another little spot come up, and then I quickly have to ring or go into my dermatologist and say, what have we got here, what have we got here? So you do, you know, every day is a different day, and I love the way Brenda was talking about singing to get through her day. I think it's really hard. And so I'm not saying that it's easy to go and get tested, because you think to yourself, oh, no, what's going to happen? But I'm here to tell you there are so many wonderful solutions for melanoma. There's always a solution that we can find to help you if you are diagnosed with malignant melanoma. I'm sitting here to say that. So don't be frightened. Just please take up the opportunity to go and get tested. It's very important.
What are we looking for, Sarah, when we're looking...
Well, you could say it's a freckle, or you could say it's a mole, or you could say it's just something that's popped up, which is slightly different. You can see on my hands there's a few little red spots. Is that melanoma? It could be. We need to have it checked, and so it could be just a rash. In which case, that we're all right. But I think we're looking for anything which is different. I know we're talking about mole mapping, and I have my moles mapped. It's not just a mole. It could be any... And this one on my leg was a tiny little raised sort of something. It was a little red mark, and that had gone into a lesion, and that was now drilling its way and heading towards the lymph nodes, and then it was beginning to become rampaging around my body. And my father died of melanoma, my best friend died of melanoma. I really am very adamant that nowadays there are solutions. Go get checked.
Yeah. And, of course, the prevention, hopefully, as well. So all of us happen to be much more aware of... certainly as a youngster, it was never at my youth. We were never told about sunscreen. You went out in the summer holidays, you played and everything else. But now we do know. We know that there are solutions. There are lotions and potions and creams for all ages. We have to use them all year round.
Well, and that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. All year round, a lot of people, I think just because the sun is out and beaming, that's where it comes. But it's whether it's rain or, you know, just... Well, when there's shine, but it's not just because the sun's glaring that the UV rays are there constantly, all the time.
I think prevention is much better than getting down that. It's the same with breast cancer. If we're diagnosed early, then we can deal with it. We're opening an academy in Manchester for breast screening, and we need clinicians to be trained. And Sarah's very, very kindly said she'll come up to Manchester and see Prevent Breast Cancer, which is the charity that I work for.
Oh, of course. I mean, I think you're right, Brenda. I think it's don't wait is really what you're saying, isn't it? And preventative. And how come you're having to raise the funds? I mean, I'm delighted to come to Manchester to support you, but it should be a lot of governments and big support out there. If you're talking about jobs and clinicians and young people learning, well, I know Cancer Research UK are really up into understanding how young researchers should be supported. So, but well done you, Sally, for doing that. Of course I'm coming to Manchester.
Thank you, Sarah. I just wanted to ask, obviously, through everything that you've been through and in light of, you know, we were told about Princess Kate and the King. Have you spoken to them? Have you given them any advice? Have they spoken about, you know, have you spoken about ways of going through their treatment? And
Well, I think the great example that they have set is they've spoken about it themselves, haven't they? I thought Princess Catherine was so wonderful with the video and so brave and courageous and such a wonderful mother and such an inspiration to us all as a nation. And then the King, of course, when he went and actually sat down with that lady and held her hand at Cancer Research UK, that for me was just a huge moment of such authentic honesty.
And empathy, a genuine sort of...
Genuinely.
Yeah.
And I think that family unity is key. And I think that we should all just raise the altitude and just unite in order to really feel better.
are you still having treatment yourself as well at the moment?
Well, I am actually. Yes, I am. Thank you, Brenda. I think that I will be having treatment for probably the rest of my life on the melanoma.
Okay.
Because because actually Mum threw me out in 1960 with Nivea on, you know, because she didn't know any better. There was no other sunscreens. But I do have many sun damage and skin damage from my lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah, so, but thank you for asking. I think it's quite encouraging for people who are watching to say, oh, well, she's still there, it's OK.
Stay positive.
Stay positive. And, like, singing down the corridor.